All over the world, women's sports are under attack. But contrary to what the woke mainstream sports media would have told you just a few years ago, it's not under attack by traditional conservatives who just don't respect women. No, it's under attack by radical leftists who are willing to look the other way and even promote transgender individuals in biological women's sports with an inherently unfair advantage. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, it's sick, but that's what these woke freaks want. And it's going to take actual women in those sports standing up and refusing to compete. And we have yet another example of that today. Pro surfer Bethany Hamilton refuses to compete in World Surf League events if biological males are allowed to compete against females. Now, you probably don't know or follow women's surfing or any surfing for that matter if you're most people, but it's likely you've heard the story of Bethany Hamilton. Very famously, she was the one who lost an arm in a shark attack and came back to be a professional surfer. So she is standing up and saying, if you allow transgendered individuals to compete with real biological women, I'm not going to compete anymore. This is what it takes to hold these people's feet to the fire. And eventually, if enough women stand together and just refuse to compete, there will be nowhere for these freaks to compete. Let's get into this. Professional surfer Bethany Hamilton, who famously returned to her beloved sport after losing her arm in a 2003 shark attack, has called out the World Surf League's recent decision to allow men to compete against women under the guise of transgender inclusion. Hamilton issued her opinion on the controversial matter in a video posted to Instagram where she asked how the WSL came to its decision and if it actually consulted female surfers. And I'm going to play some of this. It's about 3 minutes long. We're not going to play the whole thing. I'll let her do the intro. She asked all the right questions. She asked, did you actually talk to women about this? Did you actually talk to women who are competing in this league about this? Did you take anything into consideration about how simple hormone levels or the amount of time they've been on these hormones doesn't matter when these freaks have had years, decades even, of a biological advantage in developing muscle, bone structure, heart, everything? Did you actually ask those questions? Or are you just doing this for inclusive reasons? But let's let her speak.
Today, I want to address the news that the World Surf League has officially made the rule that male-bodied individuals known as transgender athletes can officially compete in the women's division. The World Surf League says they are following the Olympic guidelines. While I address this issue, I want to be clear that I strive to have love for all of mankind, regardless of any differences.
That, I get that. I understand why you want to put that out because you don't want to be labeled. So it doesn't matter. It does not matter how many times you say something like that. How many times you put a caveat in there. It's like, hey, just so you know, I'm not hateful. I don't hate transgender people. I just don't think they should be allowed to compete with women. It will not matter. She will be labeled a bigot, a transphobe, all of those things by the mainstream sports media and by these woke activists.
But this concerns me as a professional athlete that has been competing in the World Surf League events for the past 15 plus years. And I feel that I must speak up and stand up for those in position that may feel that they cannot say something about this. I think many of the girls currently on tour are not in support with this new rule and they fear being ostracized if they speak up. So here I go.
And this is where she goes into this list of questions she had. All those things that I said earlier about the hormone levels, about if they actually asked anybody, why are they doing this? She would go on to say, I think the best way forward is really just create a whole new division. You know, if you don't want them competing with the men, whatever, then have a transgender division for them actually to compete in. Because it does not make sense. She includes, hey, these people are dominant. These transgender people are dominating actual biological women, and this is not fair.
And also for all the aspiring young generation of women to have a bright and promising opportunity in her ambition to be the best of the best women in her sport. I personally won't be competing in or supporting the World Surf League if this rule remains. Thanks.
So there you have it at the end. She puts that thing out there. She puts that announcement. If this rule remains, if you guys don't backtrack on this, I won't be competing. I won't be supporting you. That's what has to happen because it's clear all the people who have been pushing for equality and female representation in women's sports, all those people aren't going to do shit about these transgendered people invading and destroying female athletics. So it's going to take these women actually speaking up, and that's what Bethany Hamilton did. That is awesome, and you love to see it. Hopefully more people stand with her. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.